Hello and welcome back to Fire Emblem Order of the Crimson Arm 100% Croats low turn count playthrough. This video will be tackling chapters 24 and 25, which are the last two chapters before the final chapter. This chapter is fairly simple. It's a boss kill chapter. So we take Lani and Algimas, who is, at this point, our statistically best combatant. This is one of the very few times we'll actually use Rhongomiant, and it's simply because it grants Wayland a tiny bit more avoid. Not that he faces a real chance of death or anything. There is a side objective in this map, besides just grinding up experience and visiting some shops on the right side that I never ended up actually needing to visit. Again, hindsight is 2020. I buy a couple spears and a couple tomahawks. You can also buy brave weapons in this armory. I really should have just went over and bought an aura tome for Tanya to use. That's all I really needed to buy. And even then, I don't know if she could use it. That's why she is out here farming. The yarns I burned weren't for the shopping. They were for Lani to get a crit on this enemy. There are two shaman bosses by the actual boss, and Lani needs to kill one of the two on enemy face. One of them takes a crit and a hit to kill, the other one takes 2 crits. Baklava is simple. Friedel would die exactly to a double crit, but we don't need to take care of it. I could have gotten Tanya a bit more experience and light rank, but as I've been saying, it doesn't really matter. She was mainly being trained up to kill a couple enemies in the final chapter, and to just be a filler 6-move combat unit. And this is when me showing that I could have just let Elaine get kills and Wayland would have been totally fine capping a strength and defense. Lani gets more crits than she needs to, however that's what happens when you have S-rank lances. I admittedly should have just given her a killer lance as well, because that Falconer needs to die, and she cannot double him, or her, with the weapon that she has. She can't double him with the spear. This is the side objective I was talking about. Not killing this berserker. The tile that she's standing on, at least I'm pretty sure it's a tile, it could actually just be killing the berserker, drops the fortify staff. We need that fortify staff. That long rig could have been fixed if I just gave her a weapon that wasn't the spear. Apologies. We need one of 2 crits to kill Roswell here. I would prefer it to be for him to crit on the first attack, because Roswell has an attack that pierces defense, or resistance in this case. I let the boss conversation play out because it's one of the very few times that there actually is a lengthy one. Algimas one-shots Roswell with a crit. And this is a kill boss map, so it's over. It is chapter 24 of Order of the Crimson Arm, including 2 turns. Just kidding, he revives himself. As I said, I should have just visited that vendor. Sven attacking that halberdier wasn't to weaken it for him to kill it. It actually was a perfect RN, set up the RN string to be perfect for this. Algimas needs 1 crit and 1 hit to kill him. He gets a crit on the second attack. This is why he needed to get a crit on his first attack in the first fight. A crit or a dodge. Roswell's stats go up after he dies the first time. But that's Roswell dead for good. There's only a few of the final boss's lackeys left. So let's move on to Chapter 25. Chapter 25 is a Seas map, the final one in the game. However, it is pathetically easy. There is a single side objective in this chapter. If you've been following this playthrough, you know what it is. The sniper named Varm has the S-rank bow with Fail Not. We need this for my endgame strategy. You could go without it, if you trained a thief the entire run. Which I didn't. So I need it. This map has a turn ceiling of, I believe, 30 turns. This is an LTC, so we're going to beat that. By how much we're going to beat it is quite comical. I misspoke back in chapter 15, or 16. It was not the only 2-turn of the run. Algimas could one-shot the boss with a 2% crit, but there's literally no reason to. Now, as this is the penultimate chapter, there's one thing that you might be wondering where it is, because I haven't mentioned it yet. Yes, I will be doing a Q&A. If you have any questions about the run, my next project, and my thoughts on anything related to Fire Emblem really, feel free to leave them in the comments below. By the time this goes up, there should also be a community post. Within 5 days of that community post going up, I will be recording the final chapter. I will be answering any questions asked alongside some that I set aside for myself during the credit roll and unit record. That's your chance to make any contributions to this. And of course, if you have any turn saves that you might have devised, or whatnot, you can also let me know. I'll be happy to test them out because I have access to a save file for most of the maps. Of course, there are some turns that I will not be saving, which I'll be going over next video. I don't know why that ballista went for Boleslav instead of Katarina. This is one case where Tanya using Barrier could have helped. I could have had both Tanya and Clara use Barrier to make this sage have 0% hit on both Algimas and Lani. Most of them doing up top kinda doesn't matter. Everyone already either has capped weapon ranks and capped stats, or one of either one. Katarina's dance could matter in theory, but it doesn't. There's a single unit up top that we care about the stats on, and it's Clara. However, doing all this perfectly, well, gets Waylon to level up. But it also perfectly sets up the RN string for Lani to one-shot the boss with a kill lens crit. Who doesn't even have a boss quote. We received the S-rank Tome of Nidhogg, which is effectively Excalibur. And in 2 turns, we seize the throne. I'll see you next time for the final chapter of this game. And I will show you what we're dealing with. I'm looking forward to showing off the clear. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.